Okay, we are continuing on to lesson 72. This is about styles of speech in constructions of creation and emergence. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So, again, yeah, this is just studying different sort of verbs and, yeah, words, word combinations, and constructions. So, basically, just getting more into the details of the language, picking up some common phrases there, just the common sort of vernaculars that are particular to contemporary usage of the Russian language. So here we have a tourist situation. So we have a exkursovod, which I believe means a tour guide, and a couple of tourists, turist один and turist два. So two tourists and a tour guide. Let's see what they have to say.
Итак, Москва первый раз появилась в официальных документах в 1147 году.
Это как?
Ну, конечно, раньше Москва тоже существовала, но официальный год рождения ее как города мы считаем с этого года. 1147 год – год возникновения Москвы.
А когда город возник?
Где-то около X века, но тогда это было только поселение.
Это что, деревня?
Можно и так сказать. Основал Москву князь Юрий Долгорукий, как город.
Это понятно. А Москва сразу стала столицей России?
Нет, сначала Москва стала столицей Московского княжества. Князь – это лорд, а не король. У каждого князя была земля. Она называлась княжеством.
А когда Москва стала столицей всей России?
Во времена Ивана III, дедушки Ивана Грозного. Знаете этого русского царя?
Да, конечно. Мы уже были в Третьяковской галерее и видели эту известную картину.
Да, это где царь Иван убивает своего сына.
Да, это так. А потом появился Санкт-Петербург, который стал столицей Российской империи.
А его основал Петр I.
Правильно. И только после революции 1917 года Москва снова стала столицей.
И сейчас тоже Москва столица?
Пока да, а там посмотрим.
Okay, learning a bit about Russian history, and no jokes this time, as far as I could tell. So, okay. So the tour leader says.
Итак, Москва первый раз появилась в официальных документах в 1147 году.
Okay, so the verb that she used there was появилась. So we need to find появилась here, not появился, but появилась. I believe this is past tense, isn't it? Yeah, so итак, which means like, well, so. Moscow first appeared, so появилась basically means, I guess, appeared or surfaced in official documents in the year 1147.
Это как?
How's that?
Ну, конечно, раньше Москва тоже существовала.
So the word there is существовала. So существовала basically means to exist. So basically she says, well, of course, before that, Moscow already existed.
Но официальный год рождения ее как города мы считаем с этого года.
But the official birth year of her, because Moscow is female, so Moscow's official birth year as a city, we count in that year, in the year 1147.
1147 год – год возникновения Москвы.
So 1147 is the year of the, let's say, the arising or the emergence of Moscow. Because, yeah, this is actually often the case with many old cities that have been around for hundreds of years. Very often the cities started off, just as small villages, and they were never mentioned in historical records because not every village that exists in the world was necessarily recorded somewhere. So a lot of cities existed for hundreds of years before they became famous, so that was also the case with Moscow. Sorry, excuse me.
А когда город возник?
А когда город возник? So, that was pretty clear. He said возник, which means, again, basically, yeah. So here we have the noun возникновение, so basically the appearance or the emergence of Moscow. And then he asks here as a verb, and when did the city appear?
Где-то около X века. Но
So sometime in the 10th century.
тогда это было только поселение.
But at that time it was only poselenie, so basically like a small city.
Это что, деревня?
What's that, a village?
Можно и так сказать.
You could say that.
Основал Москву князь Юрий Долгорукий. Как
So, основал. Основал meaning basically yeah, not the not exactly the beginning, but like I guess the founding of Moscow, or Moscow was founded by the knyaz, which is basically prince. Yeah, I guess knyaz is basically like a prince. So it was founded by Prince Yuri Dolgoruki
как город.
as a city.
Это понятно.
That is understood.
А Москва сразу стала столицей России?
So Москва сразу стала столицей России. So a stolitsa is a capital city. And so the tourist is asking, and Moscow immediately became the capital city of Russia?
Нет, сначала Москва стала столицей Московского княжества.
Aha, okay. Москва стала, so let's say, Московское княжество. So no, at the beginning, Moscow became the capital of the Moscow princedom, or I guess principality, like a kingdom except with a prince instead of a king.
Князь – это лорд, а не король.
Yes, exactly. A knyaz is a lord, but not a king. So lord is pretty clear. It's like a lord, like lords and ladies. And then a karol is a king. So a prince is a lord, but not a king, or nobility, but not a king.
У каждого князя была земля.
And every prince had land.
Она называлась княжеством.
And yeah, the land owned by prince in Russian is called a kняжеством. Obviously, again, in English, it's called a principality, I guess you'd say.
А когда Москва стала столицей всей России?
Okay, this guy's asking the real questions. And when did Moscow become the capital of all of Russia?
Во времена Ивана III, дедушки Ивана Грозного.
So, in the time of Ivan III, the grandfather of Ivan Groznovo, known as Ivan the Terrible in English.
Знаете этого русского царя?
Do you know this Russian Tsar?
Да, конечно. Мы уже были в Третьяковской галерее и видели эту известную картину.
Да,
So, yes, of course, we were already in the Tretyakovsky Gallery, in the famous Tretyakovsky Art Gallery in Moscow, and saw this famous painting, I guess the famous painting of Ivan the Terrible.
да, это где царь Иван убивает своего сына.
Да, это так.
Sorry, getting a little behind the dialogue. So, да, это где царь Иван убивает своего сына. So, yeah, so this is where the Tsar Ivan killed his son. And the tour guide confirms, yes, that is correct.
А потом появился Санкт-Петербург, который стал столицей Российской империи.
А его
Okay. So, but after появился Санкт-Петербург. So after that emerged St. Petersburg, which стал, because so Moscow is feminine, but St. Petersburg is masculine. So который стал столицей Российской империи. So St. Petersburg became the capital of the Russian Empire.
Основал Петр I.
Правильно.
Yes. So, and he, St. Petersburg, was founded by Pyotr I, Peter the First.
Правильно. И только после революции 1917 года Москва снова стала столицей.
И сейчас
Okay. So, correct, or that's true. And only after the revolution of 1917 did Moscow again become the capital.
тоже Москва столица?
Пока да, а там посмотрим.
I guess the joke is that at the end, suddenly they don't know the present. They seem to know a lot of the history. They know a lot about the past and about the history of Russia. But then at the end, this guy suddenly asks, and now, is Moscow still the capital? And she says, for now, yes, but we'll see. Okay, so there you go. So yeah. All right, so now we have 5 exercises where we need to fill in the, I guess not exactly fill in the blank, but finish the sentences. So Moskvu uznавал. So who founded Moscow? Was it Yuri Gagarin? I don't think it was him. He was the first man in space. Yuri Lushkov? Don't know who that is. Don't think it was him either. It was Yuri Dolgoruki. Yes, Yuri Dolgoruki founded Moscow. Москва something была столицей России. So, was Moscow once the capital of Russia? Was Moscow not always the capital of Russia? Or was Moscow never the capital of Russia? Well, obviously, not always. It is the capital of Russia and was the capital before the, before the Russian Empire, when St. Petersburg was the capital, but it was not always the capital. So there you go. Москва снова стала столицей России после. So Moscow again became the capital of Russia after войны 1941, so obviously the Second World War. Perestroiki, which was, the restructuring of Russia after the end of communism around 1990, or the revolution of 1917. Well, obviously, this is the answer. Moscow became the capital of Russia after the Red Revolution of the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. Okay. Раньше Москва была столицей. So previously, Moscow was the capital of the Moscow princedom or principality, the Moscow oblast, like Moscow province, or Moskovskого региона, the Moscow region. Well, the correct answer is the Moscow principality. And finally, картину Иван Грозный убивает своего сына можно увидеть. So, you can see the picture or the painting, Ivan the Terrible kills his son, в Кремле, in the Kremlin, в Эрмитаже, in the Hermitage, or in the Tretyakovsky Gallery. Obviously, the correct answer is the last one. It is not in the Kremlin, and the Hermitage is that famous art gallery in St. Petersburg, not in Moscow. But you can see the painting in question in the Tretyakovsky Gallery. So, there we go. Okay, so yeah, constructions of creation and emergence. As usual, let's just open up the full list here, and give me just a second to get my internet back online again. Lately I've been having problems with my internet again, so it takes a little bit of trickery to get it to work. Okay, it should be working now. So let's try this again. There we go. Constructions of creation and emergence. So, as usual, I'm not going to read through all this. But yeah, obviously a lot of this is about stuff in the past. A city was founded in the past. Kings and princes were crowned in the past. So, frequently we'll see things here in the past tense. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and let you folks read this because I consider it a bit unnecessary for me to read through the whole thing, to be honest. But here you go. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Okay, moving on. Number 3. So here we need to drag the appropriate words in to complete the sentences. So let's get beginning with number 1. Москва снова something столицей после от Октябрьской революции. Yes, what I call the Bolshevik Revolution is, I guess, Russians call it the October Revolution. So, that was again Stala, because Moscow is feminine. So Moscow, again, Stala became the capital after the October Revolution. В Екатеринбурге недавно something новый ледовый стадной. No, stadion, sorry, stadion. So, in Yekaterinburg, недавно, not long ago, recently, появился, appeared, новый ледовый стадион, a new, I guess, ice stadium for like hockey and skating. Anatoly Karpov, the famous chess player, something 12-ym champion по шахматам. Shachmat, checkmate, is the Russian word for chess. So Anatoly Karpov became the 12th champion of chess. Интересно, кто something этот древний город? So interesting. Who, I guess, founded? Yeah, кто основал этот древний город? Who founded this old city? Этот художник something свое самое известное произведение 27 лет. So, this painter создал, created, свое самое известное, his most famous произведение, I guess artwork, at the age of 27. Недавно на этой улице, not far from this street, появилась детская библиотека. Appeared, I guess, a children's library. После операции он снова something здоровым. So after the operation, he again became healthy. Культура ацтеков, so the culture of the Aztecs, the Mesoamerican Aztecs, something много тысяч лет назад. I believe the word they're looking for here is возникла, so appeared many thousands of years ago. And finally, древние народы обычно something свой города на берегу реки. So древние народы, so ancient peoples or ancient civilizations, prehistoric civilizations or peoples, usually основывали, so founded their cities на берегу реки, on the banks of rivers or a river. Okay. And we are already at the last exercise here. This is about St. Petersburg, St. Petersburg. I'm assuming that's probably supposed to be Pietro Pervi, the St. Peter here, or Peter the First. And he's looking at some ships. Let's see what the narration has to say.
Санкт-Петербург. 16 мая 1703 года Петр I решает основать город на реке Неве на финском острове Йени-Сааре. Название города возникло от имени святого Петра, и город, который появился на этом месте, был назван Санкт-Петербургом. Уже через 10 лет Санкт-Петербург стал неформальной столицей Российской империи. Здесь появились административные здания Сената и Синода. Люди стали строить дома, переезжали из других городов России. В Петербурге появились большие магазины, театры, парки и сады.
Okay, so Start again.
Санкт-Петербург. 16 мая 1703 года Петр I решает основать город на реке Неве.
So hold on, let's go ahead and start filling this in. So Osnovat, which basically means found. Well, Reshet means decides or decided. So on the 16th of May, 1703, Peter I decided to found a city on the river Neva.
На финском острове Енисааре.
On the Finnish island Jänisaari.
Название города возникло от имени святого Петра.
So, название города, so the name of the city возникла, so I guess the name of the city emerges from the name of Saint Peter.
И город, который появился на этом месте, был назван Санкт-Петербургом.
Okay, and the city which появился, so the city which appeared at that place was called or was named St. Petersburg was named St. Petersburg.
Уже через 10 лет Санкт-Петербург стал неформальной столицей Российской империи.
Okay, so St. Petersburg stал, it became. So already after 10 years, St. Petersburg became the неформальной, the informal capital of the Russian Empire.
Здесь появились административные здания Сената и Синода.
So, здесь появились, so here appeared the administrative buildings of the Senate and the Synod, which is, what is the Synod? That's some Russian thing. I actually don't know what that is. It's not the Duma, it's some Russian administrative body.
Люди стали строить дома, переезжали из других городов России.
Okay. So, люди стали строить дома, so people started to, I guess they became, the wording is kind of funny, it seems like the wording says they became building houses, but I guess it means they started building houses and moving from other cities of Russia.
В Петербурге появились большие магазины, театры, парки и сады.
In Petersburg, появилась, there we go, lesson completed. So in Petersburg appeared big magazini, stores, theaters, parki и сады, parks and gardens. And there we go, that was lesson 72, pretty straightforward. So once again, here is the first dialogue. It's a short test, which was actually more about the content than the vocabulary or grammar. Exercise 3 and exercise 4 about Sankt Petersburg. Okay, that was it. That was lesson 72 already. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time for the next lesson. Until then, пока-пока.